Hello, everybody, and welcome to the October 10th, 2018 edition of the Ephrom Josine Show. I am your host, Ephrom Josine. Now, yesterday we talked about climate change, more specifically how it's causing all these natural disasters and how we only have like a decade to fix it, which would include getting all carbon out of the air, which sounds pretty hard and probably is pretty hard. However, as of today, Hurricane Michael is ravaging Florida, specifically Panama Island, Florida, and is currently a Category 4 storm. This is only a year, mind you, after Florida's last hurricane, which also completely ravaged the entire state. It's like Puerto Rico, except we're actually supposed to care about them. Let's see what Florida governor and Senate candidate for 2018, Republican Rick Scott, has to say on this. We'll listen together.
Let me be clear. Hurricane Michael is a monstrous storm, and the forecast keeps getting more dangerous. We are now just hours away from seeing impacts. Yesterday, I formally asked President Trump to issue a pre-landfall disaster declaration that will allow us to draw down more federal resources. As soon as this is approved, I will get that information to you. I also spoke with the President yesterday. He committed to providing any and all federal assistance.
That's good, I guess. Donnie actually cares about this, unlike, say, states that are run by people who aren't in his supporter base. So it seems like we're taking care of this, and Rick Scott knows we're taking care of this, and he is informing people about the hurricane, such as giving them the vital information that, quote, this storm could kill you. Thank you, meteorologist Rick Scott. Now, again, and I cannot stress this enough, as we discussed before, the reason natural disasters like this are increasing is due to a scientific phenomenon known as climate change. So, take a guess whether or not Republican Rick Scott believes in it. Just take a guess. Well, we'll see what he said in an interview in 2014, when he was asked simply, do you believe man-made climate change is significantly affecting the weather? Here's what he had to say, quote, well, I'm not a scientist, but let's talk about what we've done. Through our Division of Emergency Management the last 3 years, we put about, I think, $120 million to deal with flooding around the coast. We also put a lot of money in our nation's treasure, the Everglades, trying to make sure that all the water flows south. So we're dealing with the issue we can, but I'm not a scientist. Just answer the question! This is like if someone came up to me and they said, hey, what do you think of this new congressional bill? And I said, well, listen, I'm not a legislator, but you know what? Cherry Pepsi's pretty good. But okay, I'm being unfair. Everyone screws up an interview every now and then. So let's actually see what he's done in policy. Well, in 2015, a Miami newspaper reported that, quote, the DEP officials have been ordered to not use the terms climate change or global warming in any official communications, emails, or reports. And take a wild guess who was behind it. Rick Scott. So, hurricanes are ravaging your state. We know that it's only going to get worse. And you, as the governor, just a few years earlier, banned any discussion within the government about the problem. I think we found our new head of the EPA. No, no, no. It sounds like a long shot. It really does. But it really isn't anymore because, my God, this is only getting worse. Anyway, so yesterday I felt like I had a little bit too much optimism. So I decided to go on the Twitter account for Live Action, which, if you not know, is a pro-life group and one of the worst pro-life groups out there. And they tweeted this: to get the bogus claim that abortion is, quote, only 3% of what Planned Parenthood does, it uses deceptive math. Oh no. Not numbers. If a woman got one abortion, one pregnancy test, one STD test, contraceptives, Planned Parenthood claims she got 4 services. Thus, abortion is only 24% of services provided. Well, wait a minute. Let me count the amount of services she got there. Just to be clear, because that's clearly the idea. She got four services, and thus only 25% of them was an abortion is completely ridiculous. Let's see. So she got one abortion, that's a service. One pregnancy test, that would make us 2. One STD test, which I didn't think was required for an abortion, but okay. But that's 3 services. And contraceptives, okay, that's 4 services. Meaning that she got 4 services, and therefore 1 out of 4 of those services, or 25%, were abortion. Or you could say abortion is only 25% of services provided. That sounds exactly like what you said was ridiculous. So anyway, I had a quick laugh at this. You may be wondering, though, why I'm bringing this up. I mean, this is one of the most attempted to debunk claims that's never actually been debunked for the pro-life movement. But I then actually noticed this tweet today. And I'm going to read it for you. And I'm going to see if you can figure out what's similar between this and the last one I read. And these are 2 different tweets written about 2 days apart. To get the bogus claim that abortion is, quote, only 3% of what Planned Parenthood does, it uses deceptive math. If a woman got one abortion, one pregnancy, they're the exact same tweet, word for word. And you think I'm joking, by the way, but I actually looked up the handle and the tweet. I literally copied and pasted in the Twitter search. These came out. One was tweeted on October 8th. The next one, October 10th. They are doing spam on Twitter. And this isn't the only example I could find, by the way. I've noticed several times that they have posted the exact same images and articles, sometimes for years. Followers of the Ephrom report, for instance, may be familiar with one where they show a slave, someone in a concentration camp, and a fetus and say all 3 were not considered human at one point. Which is the literal definition of propaganda, but we'll ignore that. They've posted that image at least a good 5 times, and all 5 are still up, despite the fact that spam is against Twitter's rules. And may I remind you, this is around only a few months after Leah Rose, the founder of Live Action, went on Tucker Carlson's show to complain that Twitter was censoring them because, you ready for this? They broke the rules on spam. So, apparently, in order to be a pro-lifer, you just need to ignore all rules on all social media sites. Interesting. I'm Ephrom, and good night.